This pretty good coverage is brought to you by Power Grip, the official retail partner of the European Pro Tour.
Hello and welcome back to coverage of the 2023 Estonian Open, third stop here of the European Pro Tour. We are bringing you round 3 front 9 MPO lead card coverage, brought to you by MDG Media. I'm Connor Wood, and once again with me, Maxime Tanghe.
Yes, hello and welcome back everybody. Pleasure to be here. And let's introduce the first player, Mauri Villmann, in the lead, minus 20 after 2 rounds. You can see the stats from round 2, it's pretty amazing. Let's see if he can keep the pace today.
Joining him, we see Nestori. Tuhkanen has fired up the leaderboards in round 2, sitting at 997 rated, been playing well over that. Excited to see him try and attack these final podium positions here today.
Yes, and we have the last EPT season winner, Mikael Häme. So here in the lead card, 1021 rated player, super solid for 2 years now. Let's see how he's handling the situation today.
And rounding out our lead card, Samuel Hänninen, 1009 rated. You see those putting stats as well. Had a really strong performance already so far this season, so he will also be here attacking every hole as well as these podium positions. Fantastic lead card we're bringing you here today as we take a look at the top 10 standings. You see Mauri Villmann leading the pack, 3 strokes ahead of Nestori at 20 under, averaging 10 down per round. Incredible performance so far.
Yeah, crazy from Mauri, and you can also notice that Paul Macbeth is out of the top 10. He's in the tournament, but not there, man. Let's introduce hole 1.
Par 3, 85 meters. Hole 1 is an island hole to get you started. You will see as we go over this hill the white stakes which mark you in bounds. You have trees to the right and left. Only the ones on the left invade the safe island space, and it's just about circle 1. So you want a straight shot, maybe a soft hyzer. You can really pick backhand or forehand. Try to get a birdie to get your round started.
Yeah, definitely. First hole, straight shot. You know, during the practice it's an easy hole, and then you arrive on the tee for a tournament. It's something different. So some pressure, people watching. Let's see. Starting with Mauri, TD introducing the players. Let's do this.
He's been smooth off the tee all weekend, has been shown to have very good composure under the cameras and bright lights of a lead card situation. Doesn't seem to crack at all.
He looks to be, fine with it for sure. And the guys, filming him, we talk about that after the rounds, and he's always focused. He's always super calm. Voilà. He doesn't seem to feel the pressure. It's a good sign for him for the next steps. And a great shot from him. Easy peasy underneath the basket. Bullseye hit to start the round. Perfect.
And it looks effortless.
Yes, completely.
I think that's his signature style. Pretty effortless, cool, calm, and collected.
Definitely. And now we have Nestori. Tuhkanen, I think it's the first time we have him on the coverage. So pleasure to see how he's going to handle again the pressure from a major tournament.
Also playing that hyzer release, doesn't get it up to flat, but sneaks through the bullseye and out the back. A great shot as well from Nestori.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Not feeling the pressure, or at least not showing it. And then I've played with him, on the second round. He's so smooth, easy on the green. He has so much power from the tee pad.
Sneaks his way in as well. Not as much ground play as the former shots, but still an absolutely fine spot. He will be testing his circle 1 putting beginning of this round.
Yeah, he's comfortable with it. It should be all good. It's sometimes good to start the round with a 7, 8 meters putt just to check in. If you make it, it's perfect. Better to start with a bullseye hit. It's nice, but you see what I mean.
Mikael playing a more anhyzer release. Doesn't quite catch as much fade, but comes up just short of the island. look to be extremely close to coming back in bounds. That is a hazard. We didn't mention it in the whole breakdown, but players will play where they lie, but with a penalty stroke. So Mikael will be putting for par, but given that he's so close, I think he's definitely going to give this a bid, try to salvage his par.
Yeah, it's inches. I was sure it was all good, but no. Oh, the line was okay. You know, I think again, you know, we were talking about the 7-8 meters from Samuel. Here the line was okay. It's a bogey, but almost in, so he can trust his putting and go forward.
Oh, he can trust it all right. That is solid looking putt there.
Showing trust. Yeah, good putt from Samuel for sure. And then the others, it should be 2 manageable birdies for for Nestori and Mauri.
And an interesting note, you saw that Samuel's foot was able to be outside the island because it is hazard. PDGA rules state that you cannot have footing in out of bounds, but if it is hazard, it is no problem, allowing him to get a comfortable stance. But no meter as well. You don't get the meter off the line for hazard, so slightly different rule set, and I think that that plays nicely for the island.
Yeah, it's perfect. And, you know, I told it, you know, yesterday, but it's 10 meters. The island is 10 meters around the basket, so if you're inside, you don't do anything. If you're outside, you can step.
Just like that, our lead card is off to hole 2. Par 3, 112 meters. This hole requires a very tight inside line. As you break through these initial trees, you need a high fighting hyzer that is pushing both forwards and left, beating the gap between these 2 trees. You can go around the back of the small one on the right, but really the pure line is as the drone flies, as you crash into this well-guarded green. This is a very demanding shot, maybe a bonus birdie. It's attackable, but a very specific shot required.
Yeah, so definitely not easy to get. So you go high hyzer, as you were saying, trying to get the line. You can do the perfect shot and you know, hit the trees 30-40 meters from the tee, and he's missing them, and it looks amazing if it can miss those gardens. It will still be a C2 putt. You know, it's manageable for Mauri, definitely. Nestori now.
Pushing his a little bit more straight. We'll see him contend with the back tree line, but looks to have caught something on the way.
A bit deep, it would have been a bit deep, you know. He was a bit lower than Mauri's line, and a bit less hyzer, so you know, catching some trees. I think the kick was not the worst, and it can be amazing, maybe a bit deep.
Yeah, I like this shot as he gets a little bit of a skip, slides right up to those last few trees, also just outside the circle. Solid shot.
Yeah, solid shot, and he missed the garden trees that Mauri caught, but yeah, all good for him. And that's, oh wow.
But that's a fortunate kick, as that pushes him back into the fairway. He will have a long look, probably just a jump putt approach. Really good result considering that early release.
Yeah, it would have been hard. Maybe, you know, there is the OB line on the left side of the second part of the fairway, so I think he would have cut those, you know, pine trees on the left. But no worries for Mikael. Sometimes you need a bit of luck and help. And a good upshot from Nestori.
Making sure to give himself a chance. You saw him play to that right side of the green. The OB on the left side of the green is very tight, less than circle 1. So you do want to lean towards the open side. Simple little just putt up there for Mikael. No stress.
Exactly. You know, when the green is super fast, you know, it's dry, so you need to control the ground play. Okay. And Mauri catching the gardens. Okay, he's gonna work to save the par.
Oh, smooth putt from Samuel Hänninen with the wide straddle. Gets it around that last tree and drops one in.
Yeah, it looks so easy. He's playing, you know, he seems to play fast. You know, just not to let the pressure and maybe the stress, we don't know, but sometimes it's good to just go and know, don't think, let's say.
See Mauri now for his par. And this is not the first time this season that Mauri and Samuel have faced off on the lead card of an EPT tournament. You may have seen the action in Copenhagen. Go check that out if you haven't. These players familiar with each other, used to lead cards.
Yeah, used to lead cards, and as you're saying, you know, there was a good battle in Copenhagen a few weeks ago. It was maybe a month. So yeah, they know each other, and let's see if they want to battle it out again.
I think they will here on hole 3. Par 3, 146 meters. You have an elevated tee into this wide open field, although you do have OB along the rightwards tree line as well as OB left. For a lot of these guys, they're going to be playing a hyzer flip, maybe a soft flex, and try to push that tree line as much as possible on the right side without getting caught up. This is a difficult birdie, but attainable for these guys with lead card power. It is very cool hole, fun to watch.
Yeah, it's amazing to play. You know, you have tons of options. You can play safe with a fairway driver. You can attack. If you want to go for it, you just unleash the power and trust the disc you throw. That's a bit hyzer. You know, turn is missing. Unfortunately, it will be OB for Samuel.
And I think a nose up from the elevated tee, you can find yourself in trouble quickly. You really want that flat to nose down angle.
Yeah, and you know, like on the first day, I was OB on the right side. You know, like straight into the trees. It was awful. If you go for it and if you're OB on the left side, you know, it's gonna be. You can even work to save the par. So yeah, if you go for the basket, you know that you can just miss a bit your line and go OB. It's not that big a deal. Bogey on this hole is okay.
And you saw Mauri with a much safer line. Gets it nose down, burns one into the ground. He's a bit short. Nestori, though, attacking all the way up there. That is a beautiful shot. Had the height and the turn.
You felt it, you know. It was the whole move was smooth. Yeah, that's nice. Beautiful shot from Nestori.
Mikael playing the wider hyzer. This is going to find trouble. We see it flip up to flat. Oh, I believe he kicks
lucky.
back to save. Very nice result.
Possibly, and yeah, no OB marks, so it should be all good. I think he was fortunate on this one. You know, when you go straight there is the OB line. It's easy just to go deep into those trees. And an amazing upshot. You know, he needs to enter his round, easy peasy.
Yeah, he is currently the 4th place position coming into this lead card. He'll want to maintain pace. We see Mauri from downtown. Soft little bid there, gives it a chance.
Yeah, short upshot. Maybe just putting himself in an easy position to take a par. And Samuel now from the left side. Long distance, and he's going for everything. You know,
And we see Nestori here for his birdie putt. A great drive as he positions himself for it and translates. Solid performance here on hole 3 for Nestori.
Yeah, solid putts, dead center. Good start, 2 birdies out of 3 holes. You can be happy about it. You know, and taking these birdies, so, man, you can go forward and, you know, it's a big bonus. And good save from Mikael. So he was definitely not OB.
He's had some good breaks off the trees. Mikael maybe feeling the lead card nerves a little bit, or we'll see him try to catch his stride and
he's used to that, you know. Like maybe it was a long time no lead card. You know, it's I think it's the first time for him this season. So maybe just need to remember how it is.
And Samuel with the OB off the tee finds his bogey, but with 2 birdies on the first, he's still under par for his round here on hole 3. Not too bad.
Yeah, easy. You know, you prefer to do that than just 2 pars and 1 birdie. I found, to me, you know, I like it aggressive a bit more.
Go for it. You mentioned he goes for everything, so I think we'll see some more of that. We move on to hole 4, par 4, 154 meters. This is a unique hole that can provide you with a variety of shot shapes to choose from. You want to throw it as the drone flies through this gap for the right-handed backhand fade out before this second tree line and World War obstacle. There's a lot of good history on this course if you didn't hear it in round 2, as you then have about a 50 meter to 70 meter upshot. If you crest around the middle bend, you can attack this green. You can go backhand, forehand, maybe even roller.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Samuel is going to show you the roller way. But tons of options, you know, straight shot, you need to miss those trees on the left side. Sometimes you just early release, so, but yeah, that's an amazing shot. What?
Wow, with the air shot the whole way, Nestori just bombs one through.
What a shot from Nestori. And I'm not sure I've even, yeah, what a shot.
I think
He's comfortable, yeah. Maybe just outside of circle 2, but for an air shot, as you were saying, it's hard to get there.
We saw Mauri there connect with some of those inside trees. I think enough distance to still have a scramble look for his birdie,
Yeah,
but it'll be a tough one.
Yeah, good job from Mauri. Easy. Not easy, but good to be there. And then you see Mikael near that World War II obstacle that you were mentioning. And then you have this roller option.
He lands this on a cut angle as he's looking to have this stand up. This fires around the corner, spins out right a little bit early. Good on the spectators to have fast feet move out the way. That is also a very nice shot, just a 50 meters or less up to the green. I think Mikael as well was right near that yellow banner. You may see on a lot of these tournaments red and yellow stakes in the ground. These indicate 150 meters respectively.
Yeah, thanks to Prodigy. And you can see they are all in position to go to the basket. It's going to be a manageable birdie for Mauri, 4-5 meters, good approach. And Mikael looking for his first birdie. And I think he should be able to take this one.
I think we can safely say that. So he gets his way up there as well, nicely into bullseye. This is a hole that I think, especially for these guys on the lead card, I don't like to call holes must get, but this is one that you really do want.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the easiest holes if you check, you know, the averages and everything on the stats. So yeah, no must get, no easy. I can understand, and I saw a commentary, you know, on YouTube. You know, like I'm not fluent, so no, sometimes I say easy birdie, it should be easy, and they told me like it's not easy, you know, like don't put pressure on them, it's manageable. Yeah, there is no easy putts, definitely with pressure and everything. So I'm trying to change a bit the words I'm using.
Well, hey, I think I'm impressed. Doing it in a language that isn't your first, respect, my man. And we see Nestori actually had just a long putt off his air shot and then a short tap in. Finds birdie as we round out this star frame. All of these men snagging their birdies, one more stroke below par as the battle continues here. Here we are on hole 5, a 108-meter par 3 that goes first uphill and then pretty steeply downhill, sloping left to right as well. You want to avoid getting anything too low and catching the hill before the crest. If you can penetrate through all of those gaps and the tree line, you have an extremely sloped green to contend with, an uphill putt for many. There's a high chance of rollaway if you don't find chains, so it's interesting to see how much they choose to attack, a real risk-reward on the putt and approach.
Yeah, definitely. So the most famous lines are like the forehand flex shot on the right side of the first middle tree. I think Nestori is going to show you. Okay, missing it. okay. You know, like he was close to this middle tree I was mentioning, and if you hit this one, you can be in trouble. Scramble mode. It looks like Mauri is going for the same line.
He's playing a little bit flippier and a little more inside. And as he breaks through and hits the hill, even sticks it for good measure. That's a great shot.
It's rare to see a disc, you know, staying up there. So, yeah, great shot from Mauri. And that's the flex line I'm talking about. That's the exact example of, yeah, that was the pitch perfect shot. A beautiful line from Mikael.
As the course designer intended, I might say.
And the craziest thing is that, and I was so impressed by that, but Paul Macbeth was going on the left side of this middle tree. And it's so dangerous, you know, like the gap is largely tighter. So there is more chances to get those trees. And if you hit those trees, you're completely, it's so hard to handle, you know, from there. And if you can see that the right gap is definitely wider. So even for a backhand, the option on the right side is yeah, let's say not easier again, but
manageable.
Yes, different.
Nestori there with a solid jump putt approach, made it far enough to not have to throw as he settles it nice and soft up there. We see Samuel now also broke through for his birdie. He snags it, left side chains, but it sticks. You mentioned he's attacking everything, still no pars.
Still no pars. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Samuel. Great putt.
And Mikael strings two together in a row now, looking to find his round a little bit. He's beginning to put it all together. And he's also now 1 under par for the round.
Yeah, good job from Mikael. Entering his round, getting comfortable, and trying to keep the pace now with the others. And Mauri with a third birdie. It looks casual for him, you know, since the start. You know, on all the other tournaments, he won Copenhagen, he won Helsinki, PDPT in Finland. Yeah, the start of the season is definitely his in Europe.
Here you see the very interesting overhead shot of hole 6, thank you. Par 4, 182 meters. This is a interesting shape as you need a long pushing forward shot that begins to stall or hyzer out here around the corner. Roughly 95 to 105 meters for the sweet spot. You want to crash around the corner and you're left with this last island of guardian trees. As the basket is tucked right behind it, you can take the back door, the front door, maybe through a window.
Yeah.
Any way you want.
You know, like you go straight, you know, as straight as possible for 80-90 meters from the tee pad, and then you take your fade, and you will see that Samuel is going so high to attack, you know, the green directly. He was putting for eagle, as I mentioned it, you know, a bit earlier, but voilà, that's the more casual and more safe, voilà, safe line. So he's super comfortable. He will go on the right side of this island of trees you were mentioning. So it's perfect. He's around 40-50 meters from the basket, not more.
I think exactly where he wants to be. Solid shot from our leader, Mikael, pushing the right side. This is looking nice as well as it now begins to fade out of its shape.
I think they are at the exact same position. Amazing shot from Mikael and Mauri. And then you have this man. I hope he can show you. Boom. Voila. So you can see largely higher.
And hyzer the whole way to ensure he's pushing left.
I think maybe it was a bit too tight. Okay, so not sure about this one.
But look to have gotten around the first corner at least. We'll see what he's left with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was okay. But yeah, I'm influenced by what I saw on the second round. So voilà, and Nestori is a bit deeper. He could be maybe there is some pine trees that could be in the way, but he will have a chance to go to the basket. Can follow the players going. So Mauri is first to play, so it's a good news for Samuel. So he made the corner. I'm pretty interested to see where he landed. Amazing upshot from Mauri.
Yeah, very smooth. The shape, the Anheuser release pan out forehand with the overstable disc. Nice shape.
Yeah, you know, and the guys were saying like he's using a lot that mid-range or like fast putter to do every forehand shot. He's trusting this one like crazy.
Mikael with the more natural entrance to the right side. Just a short backhand hyzer. You saw how little distance he had left remaining. Samuel is up there. Look at this. Putting for eagle.
Oh, and man, round 2 it was exactly the same. Catching the cage. Okay, so he's happy about it. But twice, you know, in a row, 2 days back to back, he was putting for eagle, catching the cage, not taking the eagle. He has, you know, it looks so easy. Like on hole 6, you know, again on round 2, he just drove, you know, like it was crazy. So smooth, not forcing anything. And he's doing like 170 meters without even working. Crazy.
And still yet to take a par. The exciting subplot of this final round here. We see hole 7. Par 3, 109 meters. This is an uphill fairway with a low ceiling about halfway there. As you try to fight under these branches, all you need is to crest over the hill, allowing you to then funnel towards this green. The height and nose control really being the defining thing that will determine whether or not you can find your birdie.
Yeah, so not the easiest birdie to get, definitely. You know, that uphill slope to start is hard to control, knowing that you need to keep your glide and your spin after when you start going down. But let's see, you know, it's the lead card, so it should be showtime now.
And what sort of disc do you think complements this hole best?
You know, mid-range, straight mid-range, or, you know, putter if you're comfortable with. Like control the fade. You really need to keep the straight line the whole way. So you can see the hyzer release here, trying to, voilà. I think it's perfect. Fading a bit early, but yeah, 5. Yeah. Yeah, and to do it 3 times in a row is, wow, beautiful.
Mikael now holding onto it for a little bit too long, but he fades just right before the right side rough, and that's a great shot. He is effectively parked for his birdie, a little bit sweaty on the way, but he made it.
Backdoor. You know, he could have caught this tree on the right side, but definitely good result, and yeah, he's gonna work for the bird. Okay, and that's the only situation where you would be, yeah, he will need to fight even to save the par from there. I think it's hard to handle on the left side there. A lot of small trees everywhere.
Nestori snapping this one, gets it to fly straight as he tries to catch some fade, and he does. Kicks into the green. No worries there at all. The right side playing pretty friendly today.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, good for them. I think there is a 3C1 hit. Great shots from the lead card.
And he attacks everything from nothing. He's giving this a legitimate bid. Samuel still in the circle. This is Nestori now.
It was high, you know, right side, but yeah, the basket keeping the disc in. Beautiful putt from Nestori. 5 down through 7. Great start. Oh. And it happens sometimes. Long comebacker, maybe 6-7 meters. No easy putts.
He finds an unfortunate bogey from the scramble position. Mikael with that short putt for his birdie. Very nicely done as he's string 4 in a row together now. Solid stuff.
You know, he's having the pace now. Great to see.
But Mauri as well, 4 in a row, plus getting hole 1. He is setting a tough to follow pace for being the leader.
Yeah, so both Mauri and Nestori 5 down now. The pace is set, man. Great.
And we will continue here to hole 8. A 156 meter par 4. A lot of players will be playing a hyzer on the right side of the tree that we flew past, trying to swing around this corner. Once you beat this last tree here, you have a straight look 50 to 70 meters, depending on how far around the corner you can get to have a simple, but you know, there's still some gaps to hit, but it's a simple shot for guys who are at this level. It's really about placement off the tee and then making sure to give yourself a reasonable putt technical hole.
Yeah, so the first shot is how to say that, you know, like it's just a high hazard shot, so you know, you just go for it, you don't think too much. But the second shot, you know, the approach is sometimes hard. You know, you can do the perfect shot, it's a straight line, but the gap is tight, so you can catch some gardens. Sometimes you just stop around like 10-12 meters, and if you go through, you're just parked. You know, it's again, sometimes there is trees. You can play the best and catch them.
Mikael shaping a similar line here. I think the same line for all 4 players likely. You can see he didn't even finish the flight, but still in a completely fine position, even a good position. Solid shot there.
Yeah, definitely.
Nestori now, also playing that fighting hyzer around the corner. And as you mentioned, there are a lot of holes, particularly the par 4s, where you're playing a hyzer around a corner blind, and you can throw a perfect line and hit or not hit trees. It's really a bit of a luck of the draw. But, you know, these guys, I'm sure, had their practice rounds. They're dialed into the distance and landing zones they're trying to hit.
Yeah, they know. They know the course, definitely, and you can see the whole card is in good position to go to the basket. So just, yeah, let's see if they can handle the gardens. So it can be a bit late. Voila. So catching the trees. So if there is no trees, he's around like 5-6 meters from the basket. But again, there is some. So it's going to be a C2 putt for Samuel to keep this no par pace.
Mauri as well finding one of those last trees blocking his way. He will be left with a downhill, I believe, circle 2 putt.
And the good thing is it's downhill, but it's going up. You know, the basket, it's on an uphill slope, so you can attack the basket. There is no risk to go too far. It's pretty cool green. You know, you can just go. It's better to be short than long.
Yeah, it's really at the bottom of this little bowl here. You can attack it from all sides, almost always putting downhill unless you are parked. We see Mauri here for his 5th birdie in a row. A deep putt.
Oh, so amazing. The line was amazing. Great. I think he was around 18-20 meters. Dead straight. Beautiful line from Mauri. Yeah, and same for Samuel. You know, great line, a bit short, fading a bit too fast, but great bit.
Mikael now.
Hoppala. 5 in a row?
I believe so, as he's really stringing them together now. This is Nestori.
It's so cool. Hard start. Oh. For the 6 down.
Yeah, in and then out.
Oh, and it was to put pressure on Mauri's shoulder, man. He would have been 23 down. It would have been 2 strokes.
As Samuel takes his first par of the round, Mauri also securing par. Nestori as well. Only Mikael walking away with the birdie here.
Only 1 birdie on hole 8. Not what you're looking for when you watch the lead card, but again, it happens. It's a wooded hole, wooded course. Let's go to hole 9.
Another par 4, 150 meters, very possibly the hardest of the par 4s. As you have this initial tunnel shot, you want to throw it 80 to 85 meters to get around this corner, You see that trench there blocking anything coming in too low will get caught up as the fairway then slopes softly downhill. You can really throw two 75-meter shots if you want to throw the straight putter. Some of these guys might try to get aggressive around the corner and cut off the distance on their second shot, but you can get it up here, give yourself a putt. I'd say the first shot more important than the second.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the first is that straight shot that you need to hit with an overstable disc. You try to keep the line for 70 meters and then let your fade do the job to go into that downhill slope going to the left side. So it was a bit tight. He went through the last trees, but an amazing shot from Mikael. He's yeah, in the slope. He's going to have a 45 meters approach. Should be all good for him.
Mauri using the width really nicely as he shapes this fairway as intended. Gets a little bit pinched from the green on his second, but comfortable with the forehand approach. A great result as well.
Yeah, so a bit more straight, but great result for Mauri. Maybe a bit deep, so we'll see how he handles the approach. Go through. Voilà. You can see same type of line as Mikael. Catching some trees, unfortunately.
Looked to be using a very overstable disc there. Nestori caught some early fade. Samuel also opting for the straighter line, keeps it inside the fairway. As the line shows, he will have a slightly awkward footing at the beginning of the trench, but absolutely an open look for his birdie.
Great shot. Great shot. Great scramble. You know, it's not easy to be there. Oh, wow. Such control. Beautiful. So it's a zone, an old beaten zone he's throwing. Super, you know, normally it's overstable, but there he can control this disc like crazy.
Mauri flares a little bit long on his approach. Still no problem though, well within the circle putting. I think just a few small branches in his way. Mikael so far up on the tee shot, has just a little chip hyzer. Sits it down nice and soft. That'll be 6 in a row if he can make that last short putt.
Yeah. It's amazing. You know, I like that. You know, beginning bogey, you feel that he was not comfortable at the start, and now just 6 down through the last 6 holes of the front nine. Amazing from Mikael. Loving this. And Mauri. You know, Nestori was in position to get back at 2 strokes, and now it's a 4 strokes gap to start the back nine. Mauri is in good position. He can control what's going on the lead card. And yeah, just trying not to do too many mistakes on the last 9 holes. He should be fine.
No doubt, and with Mikael securing that birdie, he puts himself to 21 under, just 1 behind Nestori as well, continuing to apply the pressure. Samuel sitting at 20 under par. Still a very tight race at the top.
Yeah, the lead card is, you know, good pace. You know, the 4 players are playing clean, a few mistakes, but beautiful action to comment on, definitely.
And no doubt, we are very fortunate to have the best in Europe and the best in the world competing here at the Estonian Open. You see the standings for the top 10. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Definitely, we have a tight battle to win. You know, Mauri's comfortable. I'm looking forward to.
You as well. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel, and we'll see you there.